What's going on, YouTube? This is TJ. I'm back with another one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for just the comments and stuff like that. I'm not really on YouTube like that as far as like posting content and stuff. I don't mind doing it, but it's not like a career per se that I'm going to like heavily invest in. Um, Maybe somewhere down the line, but definitely not right now, y'all. I have too much other things going on. I already have two jobs, one career, I should say, and then a part-time job. Um, so I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I'm good. So I'm not pursuing it for the money. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. If anything, I'm pursuing it to put knowledge out there. There's other things. I don't want to box myself in to like reactionary content, although I do enjoy reacting and watching things and giving a true live reaction to things. um, I don't mind doing that. I like doing those things, but there's other things too that I'm going to release content of, and slowly figure out this channel is just a channel right now. It's not branded or geared towards anything specific right now, because I'm not at that point. And I just, like I said, I just want to share information, share thoughts, and like I said, I enjoy the engagement. So without further ado, this is Dontay London. He's back, y'all. Dontay London is back, and that's great, man. That's awesome. Welcome back, bro. Great. You took a month off. That's amazing. It gave people just the time to just reflect and digest everything that went on. It took time for you to digest everything that went on, and yeah, you're back. So let's just see. 1 month of not having Dante, how does he feel? What's his message? And let's just check in with Dante. This is his first video back 1 month later.
It's been a little minute, man. I know you probably want to know where I've been at. Why I left YouTube for so long.
Actually, I just want to say I do already know where I kind of had an idea where you've been at. I did make a prediction, and we do. There's a channel. Shout out to Trey Watts. Trey Watts live with Trey on his platform. He has a hotline, and people have shared opinions. They have different opinions on him, but I share my opinion. I never hated the guy. I just thought that he was going things the wrong way. If you guys just follow along, just my call-ins, on Trey's live, because that's what I try to share messages on too. But sometimes I can't be on that show, so I try to do more reactionary videos now like this. Um, but yeah, man, I felt like he just took the time to get his mind right, to get his head right. There's a lot going on, the apartment issue, there's so much going on. So of course he had to, digest all that. So let's just hear from his side. Let's hear from his opinion. Yeah, let's dive in.
What's been going on with me? I got y'all, man. I got y'all. Now it's kind of crazy because I ain't really had no plans on coming back right now, and I'm in a good place now to be able to come back and talk to y'all for a minute. I'm sure most of you seen on my.
First, I want to say with Dante, he looks a lot better. He looks a lot healthier. Looks like he's not as stressed out as he was, which is great, man. Being around family, and just not having that burden of the whole, having to pay rent, issue, and just not having that, and just being able to just do what he does. Yeah, man, just take a whole month off, 30 days. 30 days is a good amount of time to do that. So he said that he didn't have any intentions of coming back, but he feels like he's in a good place. Well, I can see just physically, yeah, he's in a good state of mind. Yeah, that's what's up, Dante.
Content before I left. I was kind of going through a rough time in my life, but the reason I just stopped uploading was because when I was just kind of looking back at my content, I was just like, what am I doing, bro? I wasn't.
See, I'm glad you realized that, bro. I'm so glad he realized that, bro. Because that's what I've been saying, bro. That's what I've been saying, man. You see, Dante, man, we at least me, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. But me as a viewer, when I caught you, it was about your grind, bro. Your grind, your mindset. Yeah, you were saying some things that ruffle some feathers. But when we really think about it, the way the society is geared towards, man, it's a capitalism society, and it's not something created for by black men. You know what I mean? This society, the system that we work in, is not created by us. You know what I mean? We work within, we integrate it into the system. You understand? I want to do videos about the detrimental effects of integration, and the mistakes of the Martin Luther King, the dream, and all this stuff. You know what I mean? I do want to dive into this and why Black America is still in the situations that we're in. You know, um, majority of us, not all of us, but majority of us, the ones that do escape, it's they don't want to go back. You know what I mean? It's hard to get a helping hand. You know what I mean? Because the situation. So yeah, man, I'm just glad that he's in a clearer mind. And yeah, let's continue.
Proud of sharing those parts of my life for real. It's not even something I really even wanted to share, but I knew that it would get people's attention. I knew people would, watch it if I shared it.
Exactly. And this is exactly what I said on Trey Watts one of his calls, man. I was like, you know, he's doing all this stuff. I wish I could play back like a flashback or a playback. But I don't have the equipment for that. I'm doing this off my phone. Like I said, I'm not heavily invested into this YouTube stuff. But yeah, man, I made I kind of figured that, he only released the content that he was showing us just because he knew it would get attention to get the views. He was just trying to get the money. He already knew the situation that he was in, and the only source of income at the time that he had was YouTube. So he was trying to just maximize his YouTube. He wasn't trying to fake it. He showed us everything. You know what I mean? And sometimes, showing people everything, it can make people dislike you. But he realized that, and he was just like, dang, But I'm glad he did realize that.
And the whole point of me sharing it was to try to help me get out the situation I was in at the time, right?
Exactly.
But after my last upload,
See,
I
I
realized
told y'all, man. But it's cool that yeah, you know what I mean. It's affirmation right there. But it takes a real person to understand real people. You know what I mean. I consider myself a real person. I'm an empath as well. But I've also been through a lot of things. I don't need to dive too deep into my professions. But 19 years old, bro, I joined the Marine Corps. 19, bro, fresh out of high school. Yeah, I stayed a little extra year because I was on the fuck around shit in high school. But lo and behold, but I was always intelligent. I was always an intelligent person. You know what I mean? I just didn't like school. It was too, how can I say, orchestrated. It was too, the system is just the system. You understand? And I think outside the box. And I don't like sitting in a confined little desk and with all these circus clowns making, you know what I mean? Just doing random stuff and teacher, you know what I mean? I didn't like the atmosphere. You understand? I'm more of a I can study on my own, I can learn on my own type person. And yeah, man, I've always been that way. So yeah, so I kind of understood like where Dante, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to say too much to understand what a person's going through. You understand?
that like it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth.
I'm glad he's saying it wasn't worth it. I'm glad he's realizing this, y'all. That's what's up. That takes growth, bro, for a content creator to admit this kind of stuff. I wish he would look at the camera though, but I understand he's thinking deeply right now. He's thinking deeply. He's not trying to be fake. He's really reflecting right now. He's really reflecting. I like it. Disregard what I said about looking at the camera. He's being real right now.
And going down that route, I had to tighten up. Not tighten up. What's up, G? I had to tighten up.
Yeah, bro, that's all it is, bro. Tighten up, bro. That's all it was, bro. Just tighten up, man. Tighten up your image. Tighten up what you're doing, bro. And I fuck with it, bro. I fuck with what you're saying right now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's crazy. This my I've been off YouTube for like a month, just like my first video back in like a month.
Doing what you doing, man.
Appreciate
Blessings,
that,
man. I seen what you did when you got your money and stuff and came up and all that stuff. Blessings, man.
I appreciate that, bro. All right, G.
You see, people are watching, bro. You don't know who's watching, bro, and that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You don't know who's watching your content, man. It could be, you don't know who, and that could be a blessing, bro. And like this random encounter, bro, in his city, like People ain't trying to, you know what I mean? People don't want to hate you. People don't want to, wish no wrong on you, bro. It's just how you was moving, bro. But buddy, right now, he's telling like, yo, I like what you was doing, bro. And cause we can respect that, bro. We can respect what you're trying to do, bro. But you gotta do it the right way, dog. And you got it, bro. You talented brother, bro. You are. And we rooting for you, bro. I don't know, not everyone's rooting for you for whatever reason, but that's on them. But yeah, man, everyone, yeah, I'll just say
I had a very important choice to make, right? Probably one of the biggest choices I've ever made since I've been a content creator. I had to choose, do I continue doing my content when I reached the point of probably the most consistent views I've seen my whole entire YouTube career, right? Or do I prioritize getting my life where it needed to be? Honestly, man, it was probably the best decision I ever made.
it was.
But I needed that time to really get my life back on track because that wasn't it, man. It just wasn't it, bro. It's just not cool to exploit my life in such
Negative
ways like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Negative ways, bro. You exploit yourself in negative ways, bro. Don't protect your image above anything, bro. Your name is your brand, bro. Your name is your brand. You feel me? That's one thing I do remember. My drill instructor, who was Sergeant Brown. I went to Paris Island, South Carolina. Paris Island, South Carolina, y'all. I went, you know what I mean? And for the Marine Corps. So when I was 19, bro. So I have PTSD and shit. But I'm good. I'm good though, y'all. I'm good. But but that's one thing I always remember. Him saying, "Your name is your brand." You know what I mean? They called us by our last names. They ain't called by our first names. We couldn't even say our first name. We couldn't even say our name. Period. You know what I mean? But they could say our names. You know what I mean? And they called us by our last name. You feel me? Yeah. So your name is your brand. Whatever your name is, that's your you know what I mean? That's who you are. You know what I mean? So you damaging your name by making yourself and your image, by making yourself, you're portraying yourself as something that you're not, that we don't, you know what I mean? That a viewer doesn't, I don't see you as that. I don't see you as a loser, you know what I mean? But you're portraying that, you feel me? So it kind of like hurts your image, But yeah, man, we want to see you win, bro. You the come up, bro. You're supposed to come up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm glad you're seeing that.
And that's why I say content can be an addiction a little bit, because you can get so obsessed with it that you can almost not even really care what you put out. And that's just a cycle that I've been constantly like repeating over the years of YouTube.
I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. That's insight. He's saying views can be an addiction. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Cause you're just trying to chase the numbers. Cause I guess it kind of feels, it gets to you like, dang, the more views, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you get like a really successful video, it's like, dang, and then you're chasing that again. You know what I mean? You're gonna chase that number again. You're trying to get more, or just hit that number, or hit around that number. You know what I mean? Try to stay consistent. And then if something goes down or views go down, it's like, you know what I mean? It can become an addiction, I guess. Yeah, true. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that.
I found success here a lot.
You have.
And even recently before I left. But it's like at what expense, how deep and how low am I willing to go?
Exactly. How low are you willing to go? Yeah. How much, or how much of your soul are you willing to sell? That's really what it is. Yeah. And I'm glad that you're realizing that, bros.
Sustain this. And that was just a place in my life I didn't want to continue to go down, because it's not right. And it's just not the way that.
Don't sell your soul for views, bro, please. And just, yeah, I'm glad you're realizing this, bro. We like your course, like, people gonna check in regardless. You know what I mean? You is you, bro. You is you, bro. There's a million imitators out there too. I didn't even know this, bro. But I'm sorry, let me say his name right. Jumani. Jumani, I think is his name. I don't know. Some guy tried to correct me on how to say a loser's name. So I'm sorry. I don't know how to say a loser's name. He's not relevant to me, but we know how to say Dontay London's name. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna mess that up, bro. And so it's like, you made your name out here. I'll say that.
Should build my channel, and it's not the way anybody should build their channel. And one of the most important things that I've learned over my time away from YouTube over the last month was that there's nothing wrong with pursuing my content and holding things down for my family.
Facts.
You know,
Because you still gonna get the views regardless, bro. Like, you're still gonna get your amount of views the way you're gonna get your views. You know what I mean? Regardless, bro. Work another job, still be on YouTube, bro. You good, bro. As you age, you're gonna appreciate what you're doing now. As you age, don't think you can be 20 something forever, bro. And everyone's gonna, you know what I mean, gonna be keep tuning in, keep tuning in. You know what I mean? You gotta evolve, develop. You know what I mean? And we like to see growth. And I'm seeing a better Dontay. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna take time, bro. And yeah, man. But people are gonna tune in. Just keep being you, bro.
because I used to always think that I couldn't do both. It was either one or the other. And then I always ended up choosing YouTube, which...
And I just want you to know, bro, once you set your life up, right? Because you're at that age where you can turn yourself, you still got time to turn your life around. You're still in your 20s, bro. You know, I don't care what other content creators trying to bash you or whatever, bro. We all made stupid decisions when we was in our 20s, bro. At least I have. If you ever lived life, bro, you made stupid decisions, bro. And I trust me, I've lived life, bro. I've lived life. Yeah, my people shelter me from things, you know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't have to live, quote unquote, in the hood, you know what I mean? But you know, we black, you feel me? But I'm a fine, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that especially as you age, you know what I mean? You want to make moves, and you have ambition and stuff. I've always had ambition too. I just didn't know what I wanted to do until I hit my dang 28, 29, 30. But that time but life moves so fast and progressed so fast for me in those times, because I went through what I went through in my 20s, and I gained the knowledge that I gained in my 20s. I didn't forget any lessons that, life taught me. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You can make strategic moves. You know what I mean? That's what your 30s are built for. It's built for those strategic moves and define your stability. Brother, you still have time to find that stability, bro. You still have time, bro. You just got to find that, and you'll find it, bro. You don't mind just working, where you got to work at, and maximizing, hold it down, bro. Just hold it down. Like you said, you can do both. Hold it down. But as for your dream job, bro, you still have opportunities to get your dream job, bro. You're very talented, bro. Especially with a camera, bro. Try to find, a niche for like photography or for a camera or for recording, or, there's people out there that want that kind of stuff, bro. You're very talented at that. So those are just some ideas that you might can dabble in, bro. You live in a beautiful city too. So I mean, come on now. Yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit of money to travel and stuff, but I mean, within your city, within your scope, you still solid, bro. Trust me.
Had its benefits at times, but was also not consistent at times. So, I had to get my personal life in order away from the content. And so, what I'm hoping for my future is that, I can pursue content the right way. I do still got, faith that I can turn my channel around, and I can continue to grow the right way and do things the right way moving forward.
You can, bro. You still have plenty of time, bro. Your channel's not done, dog. That chapter of your life was we were over that, bro. That Dontay, we was done with that. That was it. You understand, with these videos you're portraying, you are a character in per se. You consider yourself an actor. You kind of are. To us, you provide this content. But you try to provide real content. You know what I mean? So you trying to. We didn't like that direction you was going. I'll just say that Dontay, we didn't like it, but I didn't hate you, bro. I just want to say that, bro. I didn't hate you. I don't know about anybody else, but I can speak for myself. I didn't hate you. I just hated the way you moved, bro. But this is better, bro. This is what's up.
Oh, if you don't live the change, then it won't never happen.
Amen.
That's why it was important for me to step away.
Exactly.
I had to live the change.
Exactly.
I couldn't
fake it.
Just say that I was gonna change,
right,
or show that I was changing.
Right.
I had to actually step away and actually live the change.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You said a lot, bro. You were saying a lot, bro. You were saying a lot, and got to be careful with words, bro, because words have power, bro. But you gotta mean it. You know what I mean? You could say a lot, but you really, really, really gotta mean it, or else they're empty words. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you realize this, bro. This is showing me growth, bro. And just remember this, bro. Remember what you're saying now. Always reflect on this video, bro. You can change. You can be a change, bro. You can change your life. You can. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, bro. People used to call me a loser. You feel me? Me? TJ? A loser? The one with the freaking convertible Mustang and you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Got his life. TJ? A loser? Yeah, man. People used to call me a loser, bro. I used to make crazy decisions when I was in my 20s too. Yeah, man. That's why I say I can't hate you, bro. I can't knock you for any kind of bad relationships. If you ever lived, bro, you had some bad relationships, bro. And guess what? I see that's people are narcissists. If they feel like they're always the one that's done wrong, instead of they're the ones that's doing wrong. You understand? See, me, I can realize and reflect and be like, yo, I know I did this person wrong. And lo and behold, like shit, you could ask. I got some spiteful exes. You feel me? You could dig through the crates, through the archives, and I guarantee you, one of them would say some crazy stuff about me. You know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? Maybe at the time was true. You know what I mean? But maybe they might, over exaggerate or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, but I'm a changed man. People can change, bro. Understand? I'm married now. You know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean? I'm good. So people change, bro. People change. People can change, dog. And yeah, man. Don't count yourself out. That's the one thing you can't do, is don't count yourself out, bro. Don't count yourself out, and because that's what you're doing with that content, bro. You're releasing pity content. And you're counting yourself out, pretty much. Like, oh, I'm hopeless. Nah, bro. You ain't hopeless, bro. You can do it. Grind. You got this, bro.
If I wanted to actually be the change.
True. So yeah, man.
Can open up my world with Vabismo. Proves vision.
The change.
See, your camera angles is awesome. I like that because look, the sun is like right there. And I'm an artistic dude, so it's like, look at the camera angle, bro. This shit it's great photography, bro. It's great capturing of just the day, the atmosphere. Look how the earth looks, bro. The earth is not round, bro. The sky is round. Let me stop. Look how the sky is, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Wow, man. The capturing is amazing, bro. I just
Tacos in this mug.
Camera angles, bro. It's called camera angles. It's awesome.
Oh,
Leo. Hey, I don't care what you say, bro. You have to be the most cold-hearted person with no heart or soul to not love this moment right here, bro. Wow, that was beautiful, bro. Like any father, any stand-up man can appreciate just that moment right there, man. That's beautiful right there. His son is running to him. You know what I mean? Off school, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, bro. That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
How was your day? Bye. How was your day, buddy?
That's what's up.
You have a good day? Yeah. Daddy miss you so much.
Yeah, you can say what you say about, how he talked to his son, but he missed his son, It's funny though, but yeah, that's just them, bro.
My baby.
Leo likes to be carried still, bro. Like, it's crazy. How old is Leo? But it's cool though, man. Yeah. Dontay walked him the whole way.
Hello.
There he is. Oh, Hannah, what's up, girl? That's what's up, man. It's good to see them, man. Good to see Hannah. Where are they at? Are they? Where are they at? Where are they at right now? Are they still in their place?
I did. And what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna play with it? Okay. Did you spill?
They're still in their place. That's what's up. That's what's up. They're still in that place, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. What is going on, bro? What the is going on? I don't know what's going on. I don't see the table though. Did they get rid of the table? There's a lot really going on with the place. I don't know what's going on, but I'm proud of this man. If he's still in that apartment, I'm really proud of him. And it's good to see Hannah. It's good to see them, man. That's what's up, man. I'm rooting for y'all. So y'all can still do this family channel too, bro. I'm telling you, y'all can. I don't know why people count y'all out, bro. People don't really understand like people. If you count people out, man, you don't understand. People can grow, bro. And the fact that he touched that fame one time, don't ever think he can't touch it again. The thing is, bro, he didn't really he lost it. The thing is, when you lose something too soon, it's easy to gain it back. You just got to do better, bro. There's situations like, for example, I do a life example for example. I was a manager at this job at one point, about I want to say 4 years ago now. Damn, maybe 5 years ago now. Damn, time flies by fast. Yeah. So and I'll tell you how money works and stuff like that too. So I was a manager at this company, and it was a small business company. It was a small owner, but it was a nice company, but I was getting paid, X amount of dollars. And long story short, I didn't like how the who was it? What was it called? The operation manager was handling things. He was a very sneaky guy, and trying to swindle a whole bunch of money, pretty much. And from this guy, and I'm a type. I was inventory manager, so you're not telling any of my employees to do shit like that. You're not telling me to do that. Nah. So it was a situation where I gave the guy his exact amounts. So operation managers got mad at me for giving him the exact amounts because he tried to make more. You know what I mean? It's swindling type shit. So no, dude. So I ended up leaving. I ended up quitting. Um. So chances of well, you can always get another manager job, but abruptly quitting the way I did, it's like I didn't plan to quit, you know what I mean? But it just this situation arose. I was like, man, you getting crap with me, you know what I mean? Situation. So I was like, shit, I left, sometimes you got to withdraw yourself from situations like that, you know. And sometimes but my background and shit, I got a solid background, so I quickly picked up a job within the next I think 2 weeks. I got a job, and the thing is, bro, I wasn't a manager, but I was a specialist, but I was at this company where it was a bigger company, so they were paying me more than I was at a manager at the small, you know what I mean, small business, you know what I mean. I was getting paid more, so it's like titles don't really mean anything if the money don't match. You feel me? And then long and behold, I ended up getting another job that I got now, and I'm a supervisor, and I'm getting paid more than It's crazy how money works, you know what I mean? But the thing is, if you asked me 5 years ago, if I lost, 5 years ago before that incident, hey, Trev, you lost, because there was a situation shit when the girl I was with at the time, she was telling me to quit the job, and I'm telling her, shoot, this is the best job I had, blah blah blah. I ain't quitting the job, blah blah blah. Even though I was doing a lot, um, but she was like, no, you can make more, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But I wasn't trying to hear that because sometimes you settle for what you can get. You know what I mean? Especially as black people, sometimes we settle for what we can get. You know, especially in this market. You don't want to ask for too much because then people, you might get denied. That's what we think. That's what we fear. But you gotta bet on yourself. For any situation. You know what I mean? So and I'm going, there's avenues that, what I mean? But you learn that growth. So that's just a story right now I had. And that's for Dontay's situation. Right now, he's at that situation where he just like in retrospect, how he abruptly had to leave, and now he's trying to figure out, okay, but you can make more, bro. You can do better. You can make more, and there's other avenues you can take, bro. But do it on you can do it on a separate channel. you already got people invested, because you never lose your traction. You know what I mean? You just abruptly stopped, or you might you might go backwards, but I mean you still got your traction. You still always can go forward, whenever you choose to go forward. It's that, some people go backwards and they stop, they quit. And people enjoy people quitting, bro. I don't know why, but people enjoy that kind of shit, and I don't like people quitting, bro. I like the underdog, the come up, because I've been through that. I had to do that, and people doubted me, and you know what I mean. And now, but the thing is, though, I'm more humble. I'm humble than anything. I've always been humble. I've always been, I've never been a braggadocious person. Oh, blah blah blah. But you know, um even me just mentioning what kind of car I got, it feels braggadocious. But bro, it's just at the end of the day, it's just a car. It's a nice car, but it's just still a car. It's just point A to point B at the end of the day. You know, so that's how the way I look at it. I just got the car that I wanted. That's the car I wanted. That's the car I got. So I'm happy for that. Um, but yeah, man. So yeah, man, I never counted you out. I don't count you out. You can still build a family channel. It's gonna take time. Still build this channel first. Hannah still build her channel first. You know what I mean? And then integrate that. You know what I mean? Start featuring. Just do it like a feature type thing where you know what I mean? Oh, there's Dante and Hannah's video. Hey Dante, type stuff. Or oh, there's Hannah. Like we're seeing right now. I was hey Hannah, what's up? Type deal. Um, but yeah, and then do a channel where boom, y'all are doing something together on that channel. You know what I mean? It's something, you know what I mean? You can do whatever you want on that channel. It is what it is. People are just tuning in to just see y'all together, you know what I mean? So keep that kind of money, keep that kind of market on a separate channel, and let that channel make income. Let Hannah's channel make income. Let your channel make income. People are gonna tune to each channel for different things. You know what I mean? Separate the income for what they are. You know what I mean? So people have to tune in. People are gonna have to tune in to see y'all together. People are gonna have to tune in to, you know what I mean, see her by herself. People are gonna have to tune in to see you by yourself and hear your vlog. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're building stuff together. So it's awesome, bro. That's the way I see it. Hannah, be yourself. Hannah, be yourself too, girl. Don't be shy. We know who you are, girl. We know exactly who you are. Stop being shy, Hannah. Dang. Be that goofy girl that you is.
Ain't got no case on me. It's all on the ground. It's done.
I told you, y'all, Hannah's a ride or die, bro. That's why I love this. I love them. It's awesome for her. My female is a ride or die. You know what I mean? I love the energy, bro. And don't let anybody separate y'all. You know what I mean? It was the way that you was moving, bro. It was the way that you was moving, bro. That's it. And I'm just glad that y'all are bonded. And it's cool. I love y'all.
This is was in school. Walking down the hallway. Yeah. It's a cool backpack.
Yeah. So that's beautiful, man. Y'all used the money. So y'all did get out of debt. That's a beautiful thing. So I know y'all probably found some jobs and y'all holding it down, which is great, man. That's what you needed to do. And I'm glad you didn't give up the I'm glad you didn't give up the place, bro. And do all that crazy shit. That would have been crazy, bro. I mean, yeah. Just keep moving, bro. This is beautiful. I love it. Y'all should end it right here, and y'all did. Find me in. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, bro. Y'all should end it right there, and y'all did, man. See, y'all know what y'all doing, bro. Y'all know exactly what y'all doing, man. Y'all gonna do it the right way. This is the right way, man. Who hating on this dude, man? Like for real, who hating on this dude, man? This is what's up, man. This is what we want to see. This is a good feeling, man. I had a good ride watching this. You know what I mean? I'm about to go to Kings. I mean, not Kings Dominion. See, I had Virginia on my mind because I was debating, because me and my wife's 1 year anniversary is coming up. We got married October 10th, so October 10th is coming up, so in a few weeks. So we about to go to Universal Studios. So I'm about to ride some rides. About to show her because she never been. My wife's South African. She ain't never been, bro. I've been when I was I can't remember. I think it was probably my early 20s, the last time I've been to Universal. So it's been a while. So I'm ready to see. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride, bro. I'm ready to see some things, some attractions. Eat some good food. You know what I mean? Get some roller coasters, have some fun, man. Cause just grinding all the time, it's good, bro. So and it's a blessing. So yeah, man, this is a great experience, bro. Great video. I enjoyed it. Hope y'all did too. Yeah, man. This is his first video back, and I'm interested and I'm invested to see what Mr. Dontay, has coming next, man. And this video should do well. I think it will do well. How well has it been? And no one expected him to be back so soon. So, 11,000. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. And just keep rocking, bro. That's what's up. This is TJ, and I'm signing out, y'all. Stay safe. Stay blessed.